folks, Multi here. It is currently October 13th, Friday, 2023, 1:35 a.m. Central Time, although it's probably about to be 2:35 a.m. Eastern Time. Anyways, I'm on a road trip. I just left Wisconsin. Well, I just left the Appleton Airport around, let's see, 1:30 a.m. now, so about 4 hours ago? Yeah, 4 hours ago. And, yeah, this is my weekend road trip. I'm driving down to Atlanta, Georgia, basically, and currently driving down, like, the west side of Indiana, like, all the way down. And this is the longest and probably most boring stretch of the road trip, because there ain't shit to see out here. Not only that, but also because it's, 1:30, 2:30 in the morning, so yeah, can't see anything anyways, if there was anything. So I guess I don't really have my music to listen to per se, not the kind of music I'd want to listen to, because I don't have my MP3 player I used to have. So all I can do is just kind of sit here and talk to keep my sanity, I guess. Hopefully you can see at least something. I don't know, at least partially the road, or maybe not. I don't know. I gotta be careful here. I keep going like too fast because I'm not paying attention to my speed like I'm supposed to. So if you can't tell, I'm actually driving in a rental car. I managed to get basically what I ended up with was a brand new 2024 Kia Forte with only 5 miles on it. Now it's at 264 and 259 miles of that is me. So that's crazy. Like, I'm the first driver of this car basically, and I am driving it basically all the way down to Atlanta, Georgia, and then all the way back up to Wisconsin. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, it's just, you're probably just not going to be able to see anything. Oh well, not much I can do about it, because I can't, like, I don't really have any, like, tripods or anything to keep the camera, the phone camera still. It's a phone camera, so, yeah, this is the best I can do. Oh great, road work, that means I'm going to have to go even slower. Yeah, the speed limit's like 55 here. I don't know why, but, like, it's having me take this route. This is like a US 41 south. It's having me take this route instead of I-65 south, because apparently taking this route is 5 minutes faster and there's less tolls than taking I-65. But it sure doesn't feel 5 minutes faster than taking the interstate. Come on. Like, surely on the interstate I would be going, like, I'm sure the speed limit would be 70, so how is this faster? Like, this is literally 55 zone. Wait, let me see up here. No, that's still not the speed limit sign. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 55 right here, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Anyways, I need to find something to talk about so that way I can keep my sanity while doing this drive, because yeah, it's gonna be very boring until the sun comes up and shit. So, how y'all been? So, I do have a secret project that I'm working on that will be going up on Halloween, as in 12 a.m. October 31st Central Time. So yeah, I have like this basically secret Halloween project you're gonna see when that time comes. This is basically an unfinished project from a few years ago that I wanted to finally lay to rest. It's kind of an important one too, because no, I can't go into details because I'll spoil it. But then again, you're not going to get this vlog for a few days. Well, maybe. I don't know. I highly doubt I'll be uploading these vlogs while I'm down in Atlanta, so yeah. But yeah, I'm 3 episodes into the project, and it's a pretty short one, so it won't take me that long to get through recording it. And then I'd like to get started on, getting back into Simpsons Hit Run, which again, I'm going to start over the game from the beginning, for those of you who don't know. Because I was only 3 episodes in. Okay, 60. Alright, well, that's better. Better than 55, that's for sure. Well, I was already going over 60 anyways, what the hell? Yeah, so, yeah, 50, So yeah, Simpsons Hit and Run. So yeah, I was only 3 episodes in, so I wasn't that far. And every single time I try to catch the, replay the file back up to that point, I always get something wrong. Like I either, I get what am I trying to say? I always get some collectibles I don't have in the Let's Play file, I don't have in the Let's Play run, or I don't get something that I do have, so it's always a mess no matter how many times I play through it, because I did it on the ZNU Xbox emulator that I have on PC, and I also did it on Dolphin, which is the GameCube emulator, and then again on my actual Xbox, like start over the files. I did it 3 times. I played back up to the point where the LP was, and every single time I had something that I didn't have in the Let's Play or whatever. It's just so much a pain in the ass. I might as well just start the game in the Let's Play, because I'm only, again, we're not that far in, so I might as well just do that. Not only that, but I didn't realize this, but actually during the Let's Play, the game already was in widescreen. I thought that it was stretched 4:3 display, but technically, in a way, it kind of was, because even though the game itself was running in 16:9, the display was still displaying it in 4:3 for some reason on my capture card, which I recorded. So I still had to stretch out the display, but it's either way, it's already a 16:9 image. So I don't know what's up with that, because I didn't know about the settings in the Xbox, because on the Xbox dashboard, you have to enable 480p, 720p, and 1080i or something like that, because the Xbox was the first console that can output in 1080i. But you actually have to go into the Xbox settings to enable those, and you have to enable 480p in order to get widescreen, I'm pretty sure. Or you can, or maybe widescreen is a separate option, I'm not entirely sure, but like I'm almost certain that you had to enable 480p in order to get the 16:9 display. So I don't know what's up with that, but either way, that's not the only issue. Is also the fact that the game runs at 60 FPS, and I was capturing it at 30 at the time, so I still want to correct that at least. Shit, back down to 55. You kidding me? What the fuck, man? Be in Indiana all morning, basically. Yeah, I'm actually wondering, like, when does it... I'm not sure, like, where the threshold, like, where the border is for the time zones. Like, they kind of label these things, but barely. Or, like, they give you signs or something. Because I remember seeing them, like, when the first time I entered the Central Time Zone, I was on my 2018 road trip, September 2018 road trip to Wisconsin. Well, it wasn't to Wisconsin, just mainly just a big circle around the country. And, yeah, I remember seeing signs when I was in North Dakota, signaling that I was entering the Central Time Zone, but I haven't seen any for Eastern Time Zone. But I'm pretty sure the car's clock will automatically switch when that happens, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, right now it's 1:45 Central Time, so it should be 3:45 Eastern Time. And to just keep that in mind, basically. Because sometimes what will happen on these road trips is that I will cross into the new time zone, but I won't be able to tell, like, the difference. Like, if in my house be like, oh, it's already been an hour since I last checked the time. Like, that's how bad it gets sometimes. Like, I just lose track of time, basically, because I'm not paying attention. So I don't know what's up with that. Oh yeah, and let me tell you the shit story that it was getting this car, basically. Because I reserved my rental car like a few days ago, like through Hertz. That's the rental company I was going with. And then and it's at the Appleton Airport, because that's the closest location to where I live that I can get a rental car. And so I had to choose between driving my own car to the airport and leaving in long-term parking, which is $8 a night, I guess, $8 a day, or get a taxi from my home to the airport. And I chose to take the taxi, but apparently that costed more than it would have cost me just take my car to the Appleton Airport and leave it there. So I guess I'll have to remember that for next time. So yeah, after that, so yeah, I'm at the airport. I'm basically stranded there, but that shouldn't have been an issue, because like I knew, because I had that rental car reserved. And they did mention on the website, like, or Expedia, because I got through Expedia, that you're supposed to have a credit card ready with you. But every other time in my entire life that the word credit cards would, the phrase credit card was used, a debit card would suffice. Because I've never had a credit card. I never opened one in my name before. The closest I've gotten to that is taking out these loans with a firm, but that's it. I'm considering it though at this point, because it does help your credit score supposedly. I don't know what the hell I would use a credit card for. Like maybe pleasure or spend expenses, I guess. I guess that's kind of the whole idea you're supposed to use it for. Use it to buy something expensive and pay that off, and then you gives a nice boost to your credit score, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah, so I get to the airport and I try to get the rental car, and they say, oh, you need a credit card. Sorry, we don't take debit cards. Like, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Like, they need to make that more clear. It has to be a credit card, not a debit card. They need to make that clear on Expedia app. Because from my personal experience, every other time in my life that a credit card was said to be needed, debit card is always okay. It's the same thing. But not in this instance. This one time, they're like, nope, you need a credit card. So, fuck that shit. So, basically at that moment, I felt like I was stranded basically at the airport. Like, I'd have to call a taxi again and pay for it just to get back home. Which, by the way, it costs $43 or something, $43 or $46. Well, it was $42 and I give a $4 tip. So it was $46 to get to the airport. It would have been another $46 to get back to my apartment. So $100, if I had to go back to my apartment. It would have been so fucking ridiculous. Well, anyways, all the other rental car companies happen to be there in that same building. Like, they're all kind of converse, like a congregated or whatever. All the different countertops there for the different car rental companies. And only 2 of them take debit cards. And one of them, Enterprise, by the way, only does if you happen to have a flight scheduled out of Appleton. So, like, basically, you can only use a debit card for rental car if you flew into Appleton or just visiting there. So, again, really fucking stupid. But luckily, there was one company there that helped me out very much. And just looking at the paper right now, I can't remember what it's called. It started with an A. I'll flash on screen what the name of the car rental company is. But shout out to them for at least taking debit cards. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, they're putting a $300 hold on my debit card, until I return the card in, which is perfectly fine. Just do that. Put a hold on my account. I don't mind. Okay? I just need a fucking car. What can I say? Yeah, because, like, you might be wondering, like, why I didn't just take my own car down on this road trip. And it's like, well, my car is 20 years old. I don't know how much longer how many more road trips it can handle, honestly. I took it on a road trip like 2 years ago, back in April 2021, to visit my dad. And, it handled that road trip just fine. It's handled every road trip I've taken on to this point. But, like, I don't want to get stranded. Like, I don't want to, I don't know what could happen, honestly. I don't know how much longer that car is going to last. There is no sign of it breaking down currently, but you just never know when that could happen. Like, it can happen suddenly, so it's just, with the car being that old, I just couldn't trust it at this point. My car is literally 21 years old, so I don't know. Like, it's almost as old as me, basically. Well, not really. That's a big 8-year difference, but still. Or 7-year difference. Yeah, I just didn't want to risk it, so I got a rental car. And I kind of like this because it's an opportunity for me to kind of drive a newer car just for a little bit, just to experience, like, what the new cars are like. And yeah, this is quite a different experience from driving my own car. It's very different. Like, yeah, I don't know. There's just so many different differences. There's just so many buttons, so many lights, so much technology I'm not used to. And the main thing is like all this automated shit, like how like it beeps whenever I touch the lane lines, which is I don't know what to say about that, because like, I mean, that'll naturally happen sometimes. But like also what really surprises me is like whenever it kind of auto steers, like it kind of steers on by itself basically against my will. Sometimes it seems to be random. Like sometimes it'll do it like when, like it seems to do it like just to kind of keep me in my lane basically. You know, obviously unless I'm a lane change or whatever. You know, but like otherwise, it's just kind of, there's a car coming up behind me. I hope they pass me, because it's kind of creepy, like how they're kind of falling behind me. It looks like they're gonna pass me good. Sometimes I slow down on purpose just so people will pass me, because like it just makes me nervous, like when someone's behind me and when there's like no other cars for like miles, because like it's literally black nothingness ahead of me and behind me basically, besides this one car is passing me now. I don't know if you'll see them or not. Kentland, Terre Haute. Is there anything in Indiana besides Indianapolis? It just seems like not a very noteworthy state, honestly. There's really nothing into it. Like, it even says Crossroads of America when you enter the state. That's what it's known for. That's its motto, Crossroads America. So basically, you just drive through a state, basically. It's literally calling itself just a drive-through state, you know? A state you just drive through and nothing else. Nothing notable about it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot I can talk about. Like, there's also, yeah, just other LPs I have planned and stuff. Or just talk about the LPs in the past, I don't know. There's just, like, my channel's just kind of a mess at this point. There's so many Let's Plays, so many finished, so many unfinished, so many canceled. There's just, like, all different types of, Let's Plays, ranging from unfinished to complete, basically. It's just such a mess, and I'd rather, and to be honest, there's gonna be a lot of revisits coming up in the future, because like I've decided at this point, like I just don't care if I revisit games or not. I don't mind replaying games I've already played in the past, like just different versions of them too. Like one idea I have actually is to revisit the Pikmin games. Specifically play on the Wii versions, you know, because now there's 3 different versions of the first 2 Pikmin games. You got the original GameCube releases, which I did back in the 2010s. I did the original Pikmin back in December 2012. That was a long ass time ago. So I'm actually really highly preferential to replaying that game, because my performance, particularly on the final boss, is not something to be proud of, basically. I did kind of a shitty job with that boss, and I kind of just want to redo the game just to do it differently, do it better, I guess. I don't know. But otherwise, I played the game no differently than I would today, probably. But still, like, there's always different things I can talk about when playing a game again, like, several years later. I can talk about new things I've learned about the game since then, new developments in the game's franchise, or just whatever's going on currently in my life, basically, because that's kind of, I don't know, I guess it's kind of interesting in that way. So yeah, I'm going to replay Pikmin on the Wii, and honestly, like, I'm actually not a big fan of the Wii motion controls, or, like, how they implement Wii controls in the first 2 Pikmin games, because those games were not designed with the Wii controls in mind, originally. So, to me, the Wii controls are actually a handicap when playing those games. I'd rather play on the original GameCube releases, because that's what I'm just so used to, how they control originally. So yeah, it'll actually be kind of a challenge for me to replay those games on the Wii version. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. They literally just ported these games to Switch, and I was getting to that. Yeah, there's now a third way to play these games, and that is the Pikmin 1 and 2 release on the Switch, which I don't have yet. I haven't picked that up in the store yet. I also haven't picked up Pikmin 4 yet. I'm thinking at this point I'm probably going to do that game blind in the distant future. But I still have to Let's Play Pikmin 3, And I've only played the Pikmin 3 once, like way back when it first came out. That's it. Like, I got Pikmin 3 Deluxe when that was released, but I haven't actually played through the game on there. Like, I actually attempted to do a Let's Play of the game then, when it first came out. I was tempted to do the game at 60 FPS. Little did I know, Pikmin 3 runs at 30. Even on the Switch port, it still runs at 30. Which sucks, but yeah, I guess that's not going to change anytime soon, because I believe Pikmin 4 runs at 32 also, doesn't it? Yeah. Nintendo's still putting out games running at 30 FPS in the modern day, so what can you do about that? But yeah, basically my idea was for like a 6 p.m. for one of those long-term 6 p.m. Schedule Let's Plays. I could do Pikmin 1 and 2 on the Wii. Even though those are two separate Let's Plays, Pikmin 1's a very short game, but still, whatever. It's part of a longer project, so I'll do it anyways, even though, yeah, there are 3 separate Let's Plays, basically. So my idea was LP revisit Pikmin 1 2 on the Wii New Play Control versions, and then immediately follow it up with my Let's Play Pikmin 3 finally on Switch. You know, so that's one of my ideas basically for a revisit that could work out really well and, you know, serve as a good follow-up to, or a good way to go to segue into finally LP Pikmin 3. And then, in the distant future, I could do Pikmin 1 and 2 on Switch, and then follow that up with a blind Let's Play Pikmin 4, you know, skip over 3, whatever, because, I don't know, maybe I'd want to revisit Pikmin 3 then, I have no idea. I don't know what I would have to add at that point, but you could say it with any game I revisit, honestly. Yeah, there's also, you know what, another thing too, they just announced recently, Nintendo America just announced, or I guess Nintendo General, that they're going to be discontinuing online service for the Wii U and 3DS in April of next year. I can't believe that shit. Now, for me, that doesn't really affect very much, but the main problem I have with that is Xenoblade X. I love that game so much, but the gameplay experience is heavily reliant on the online features. Like, basically, the online features of the game, I mean, you still have to grind either way, but there's, like, certain collectibles in that game that you need in order to upgrade your armor and skills and stuff like that. And they are you can only get them 2 ways. One of them is if an enemy drops it, which is rare, because it's pretty random what an enemy will drop, basically. Like, basically, when you, like, most of the enemies in the game have appendages, like their arms, their, or just whatever body parts they use to attack you. You know, like certain arts that those enemies have are linked to appendages that they have, like attachments, basically, that you can sever, basically, like when you're attacking the enemy, if you aim directly at that appendage. And a lot of times, if you aim at a specific appendage and destroy it, you might get a specific pickup that is related to that appendage. Or you'll just get it randomly if you kill the enemy. But a lot of the rare pickups, which you basically just get randomly with a very low chance of defeating a certain enemy, yeah, you have to either, like, fight those enemies over and over again until you get that specific item, or you can use the game's online service, which is basically squad missions. And what it does is that you can basically take on squad missions, which basically require you to fight a certain number of enemies, like a certain specific enemies. And you get squad tickets or something like that. I forgot what they're called, but I'll put I hope I remember to put, like, all these titles in, like, to say what stuff is I'm talking about. But, like, God, I really hope you can see something at least, like the road or something, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you can't. Maybe you're just looking at black sky. I apologize if that's the case. Maybe I should vlog. Maybe I should vlog later. Yeah, I think I'll do that now. But just finishing up what I'm saying. Xenoblade X is the gameplay experience is heavily reliant on those squad missions, because, like, there's certain scale frames and certain weapons and certain missions that you need specific items from, you know, specific drops from enemies to get. and you can use your earnings from squad missions to simply buy those items. So you don't have to grind, you don't have to fight enemies over and over again to get them, basically. And that's what's going to be killed by the online service being discontinued, and that really frustrates me. And so because of that, I'm actually considering doing a Let's Play of Xenoblade X. Seriously. But I only have 6 months to do it, and I'm not prepared to do an LP of that game, not of that scale. Anyways, I'll talk to you folks later when it's actually light out. You can actually see something at least, maybe just blue skies. I don't know. So I'll see you guys later. Hey folks, hello again. It's 6:36 a.m. now, or Central Time, and 7:36 a.m. Eastern Time. Apparently, this route that I'm taking is basically on the line between East and Central Time because it keeps switching back and forth between the two, so I don't know what's up with that. Anyways, it's 4 hours later, and we are in Kentucky. I guess I've got about 100 more miles and I'll be in Tennessee. So, yeah, things are going along quite smoothly, I must say. I think I've got like about about 375 miles or so, and then until I get to the end of my trip, basically, to my destination. So yeah, back what I was saying about Xenoblade Chronicles X. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, apparently, I might have to get one of my Wii U's hacked. Basically, I might have to hack one of the consoles in order to be able to continue enjoying Xenoblade Chronicles X to its full potential again. Because, yeah, once they shut down that, once they shut down the internet, it's like, it's still very playable, it's still a very fun, excellent game, but, like, it's just, yeah, it's just not gonna be the same without being able to, do squad tasks, basically. I just can't imagine, like, trying to play through the game in full without squad tasks. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, basically. What else was I gonna say? There's still a lot to go into, basically. By the way, I've never been to this part of the country before. Never been to Kentucky, never been to Indiana, and Indiana was pretty boring, as expected. I mean, like, it was dark the whole time I was going through that state, but still, it was also the longest and, yeah, least interesting part of it. Just flat land, basically. But Kentucky, the terrain's a lot more varied here, and you got all this mist on the side of the roads too, which you can't see because you're looking upwards towards the sky. I'm sorry for that. Wish I could just point you down towards the road, but it's just not possible at the moment. Yeah, so that's the deal with Xenoblade X, and also, yeah, so it's either hack the Wii U console so you can get access to the fan servers, or there's also Cemu, which is basically probably the best and only Wii U emulator at the moment. And I was already thinking of eventually getting a Wii U emulator anyways, and I kind of did. I already installed that on my PC, but I still got to get the discs, the ROMs ripped off the discs into my PC so I can play the games. Really, the only two games I'm planning on putting on there are Zelda Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade X. Because the other games I'm perfectly fine with playing on the console as is. Let's think about this though, because like there's really, I mean, there's technically a lot of exclusives on the Wii U, but a lot of them have been replaced on the Switch or even ported to the Switch. So not really exclusives, and that's kind of how the different, Christian County, just entered Christian County, Kentucky. Yeah, really, so yeah, Xenoblade X, like, if you were to ask me, like, what's one game you'd recommend getting a Wii U for, I would automatically say Xenoblade X. Because, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it anywhere in the near future we're going to be getting Xenoblade X on the Switch, unfortunately. Because they basically have to remake the game from the ground up, essentially, in order for that to happen. And they just don't have the budget or time to do that, unfortunately. The studio, I guess. I don't know. And, Yeah, because that game heavily uses the Wii U gamepad, and that's another thing too. Like that's what one major complication of me doing a Let's Play of that game is the use of the gamepad. In order to do that, I basically have to get it on CMU. So at that point, might as well just wait until I can get the game ripped onto my PC and just use it that way. Not only that, but if I do that, then I can run the game at 1080p 60 instead of the 720 30 it runs at on Wii U. No joke. That's not surprising though. They had to optimize it heavily for the Wii U. It's such a huge, massive game, and the Wii U can probably barely handle it as is. But yes, same for Zelda Breath of the Wild. That game runs at 30, but you can get it running at 60 if you get the CMU emulator. So yeah, I'm all loaded up on caffeine, so I was able to make the trip just fine. I mean, like I did. The thing is, like, you know, for those of you who don't know, I'm a third shift worker. I sleep in the afternoons, and basically I'm always up like all night, all morning, basically. But yesterday, I guess I was too anxious for this trip, so I didn't get much sleep. I got maybe 4 or 5 hours sleep yesterday afternoon. So I wasn't fully prepared to make this trip, so I had to load up on caffeine to make up the difference, unfortunately. Which seems to be working out just fine. So yeah, it's definitely got sunrise going on now. It's definitely getting brighter and brighter. Yeah, let's see, what are other games? Yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World is another good reason to get a Wii U, because that game, I mean, yeah, there is the 3DS port, and I'm sure it's a competent port of that game, but yeah, it looks significantly better on Wii U. Like, the downscale on 3DS is definitely noticeable. What the hell is hitting my windshield? That's not good. There's like shit coming out the back of these trucks here. I don't know if you can see that, you probably can't, but yeah, it's making me nervous. Like, oh no, actually, I think it's more like the truck I'm falling behind, because I'm behind a dump truck, so that's probably where the shit's coming from. I gotta get in front of this truck ASAP, because that shit cannot fly. Yeah, this state's pretty beautiful, I must say. It's pretty nice to see. Wish you could see more than just the sky. It's either the sky or my face. I'll probably change the camera view to my face at some point. Yeah. Okay, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, there's, I mean, Yoshi's Woolly World. I think the rest of the games on Wii U, I could either just do the Switch port, or it's fine enough to do on Wii U without using the gamepad. Otherwise, yeah. Or, well, there's also Nintendo Land. Yeah, Nintendo Land's another exclusive, the Wii U exclusive. It won't be changing anytime soon at all. Because that game was basically made specifically for the Wii U, being a tech demo basically for it, so yeah. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, so there's been a shit ton of remakes and remasters recently announced by Nintendo. I guess they're going the Disney route, where they just do mostly remasters and remakes instead of new games, which, I mean, that's kind of what we wanted back in 2018, I think. Like, we wanted this much earlier on the Switch than we do now, that we're getting it, basically. You know, it's just good to have that for those software droughts where there's not a lot of new stuff coming, basically. So I guess that's fine. It's fine for that. And obviously Nintendo's not going completely the Disney route, so I'm sure they'll do fine. But yeah, the most recent exciting announcement, obviously, is Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which they're bringing over to the Switch. And that shocked everyone, including me. I was very, very surprised to see that, and very pleasantly surprised. But a couple things that got me worried though, is I noticed, like, they kind of definitely remade it in the style of the modern Paper Marios, which is fine as long as they didn't do anything to the characters or anything, which they didn't seem to, like, otherwise. But yeah, just the style just seems a lot different than it used to be. Not only that, but also I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell from the trailer if the game was running at 30 or 60, because that would be a kind of a big deal to me. Big problem to me, because you know how picky I am about frame rates and all. I talk about them so much lately. So it'd be kind of an issue to me if they had to scale it down to 30 for the Switch, because the original game ran at 60. So I'll be pretty disappointed if the Switch version runs at 30. But not only that, but also obviously this is a kind of basically Nintendo metaphorically lighting a fire under my ass to do my Let's Play Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, because, well, yeah, that's one of the original Let's Plays I did on my camcorder way back in 2010 that I didn't even come close to finishing. I got like halfway through the game basically and then I quit. Well, no, not even halfway. I didn't finish Chapter 4. But that was back when we had those 10, 15-minute time limits on YouTube videos. So basically, I was already up to almost 60 videos, like, getting through Chapter 4. But yeah, 13 years later, I definitely need to get on doing that LP very soon. On top of the other projects I'm already doing. Yeah, so they did, like, the thing is, what I want to do is I want to LP the original version of the game. I'm not planning on doing the remaster right away when it comes out. I want to do the, you know, I want to do the original version sooner and then come back and revisit for the remaster later in the future. So I'm just feeling kind of pressured to do the original version now that they're doing the remaster of it, basically, among other things. You know, because there's also Super Mario RPG. I haven't done the original game yet. I haven't even completed the first game. I haven't even completed the original game yet. I haven't even come close to it yet, because like I just never got into it. But I have to get on that now. But obviously it'd make more sense to me to do Paper Mario 2 first, since I already did start an LP of that game back in the day. And remaster is coming sooner. Mario RPG is coming before that. It's actually coming next month, I do believe. Yeah, next month, November. So there's that. It's like I really want to play it, but I want to complete the original game first, you know? It's just, it sucks, you know? It really sucks. Oh yeah, and they just released the new Detective Pikachu game. I mean, that one I'm not too, I'm not really that much into Detective Pikachu games. I didn't play the original game. I mean, like, I want to eventually, and I bought it. I don't know why I haven't got around to playing it yet. I bought it back when it came out, and I saw the movie, too, and I love that, so why not play that game, too? You know, and I think a blind LP is pretty much the only way to do that game, because if you don't do that game blind, then you already know the answer to the mystery, so that kind of kills the suspense. So if I do that game blind, then there'll be, like, it'll be just as much a mystery to me as the game as the characters itself, so it'll be more engaging of a Let's Play. Same for the new game, so eventually I'll get around to that too. Oh yeah, and they're releasing a new Princess Peach game next year. I haven't done the first game yet, so there's that too. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, I already planned to do the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon blind way back in the day, back when it came out. But issues with recording 3DS games is what came down to preventing that, basically, up until now. But now they're porting it to Switch, so now I have a chance to do that game blind. Well, not really blind, except for the final boss. It's kind of the same as, like, it'll be the same as my Skyward Sword HD LP, basically. Where it's kind of blind, is in, like, everything leading up to the final boss is blind, but the final boss itself is not blind. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Yeah, I've been telling my dad about that game. I'm sure he's excited about it, because he loves 2D Mario games. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how my dad feels about that game. The thing is, he's probably going to play it before I do. Because I'm going to be busy with all my Let's Play projects for the next, you know, like, I'm basically booked and very busy for the next several months or so, foreseeable future at this point. Getting caught up on stuff. And, so it'll be a while before I get around to playing that. I just completed Super Mario Bros. 2. I still gotta do Mario Bros. 3, Mario World, and then go back and do Mario All-Stars. I still gotta do Super Mario Galaxy 2. Yeah, I gotta do a lot of Super Mario games before I can get around to Wonder. And also all the new Super Mario Bros. Games too, which I was planning to do co-op with my dad, basically. Let's see what else is there. Yeah, I already talked about the Pikmin games, because Pikmin 4 just came out recently. I gotta avoid spoilers on that if I want to do that game blind in the future. What else is there? Ah, shit. Work zone again. We gotta go back down to 55. Ugh. That's one thing I hate about Indiana. Like, the speed limits were so inconsistent because the work zones were so frequent. You know? You get up to like 60 for like 5 seconds. It's like, okay, back down to 50. Okay, up to 55. Okay, down to 50. Okay, back up to 60. Okay, back down to 55. Like, make up your mind what the speed limit is. Ugh. Like, it makes sense when you go into cities and it goes down to like 45 or 35. I mean, it makes sense there, you know, because that was on a highway. It wasn't on an interstate. So, but now I'm on an interstate, I-69 right now, I-69 south, and geez. And the auto steer here is a big problem because you got these cones right next to me, just to my right. And they're, jeez. What the hell? It was so congested back there, the people on the on-ramp had to stop, actually, in order to merge. Jeez. That's crazy over here. But yeah, the cones are in the lane, like, seriously, in the lane with me. And this car has this auto steer function where it automatically kind of steers you away from the lane edges. So I'm trying to stay away from the cones, but it's steering me away from the left. So it's like, just stop it. Like, this is where it becomes a problem, having this auto steer function, basically. I'm not used to this. I already missed my old car. But that's back at my apartment right now. We're hundreds of miles away. And we still got all this mist around us, too. But yeah, so you get the idea at this point. There's just there's just all these remasters, sequels, and re-releases. All this shit's coming up at so much at a time, or like in quick succession, basically. And it's making me really nervous about being able to keep up with everything. Because there's a lot of LPers who can just let's play stuff immediately as it comes out because they already did all the old stuff. Here I am sitting here trying to finish the old Let's Plays from the past, or even, you know, so I get around doing all the old stuff too. I could if I want to, you know, I could just drop everything and play the new games first when they come out. I could do that. But I don't want to, because I want to stick to the games I'm good at and give myself time to practice the new games and get good at them before I LP them. Ugh. That's the challenges one faces. And not only that, but the games that are displayed in 4x3, I'm going to display them on 4x3 from now on YouTube. I don't know how people are going to feel about that, but that's just what I'm doing from now on, because I am never ever going to stretch a 4x3 to 16x9 ever again. That shit just doesn't fly with me anymore. Yeah, there's just another cone like right next to me there. That kind of freaked me out, like seriously. Oh yeah, I guess they have stop signs there. Okay, so yeah, it's on purpose that the cars have to stop first. Man, how am I gonna handle the Atlanta traffic? I heard the Atlanta traffic is really bad, and by the time I get there, it's gonna be like noon or 11 a.m. So it's probably gonna be like the worst possible time to go through there. But I'm gonna have to get to my destination. My destination is not in Atlanta. It's just outside of Atlanta. It's like just east of there. So you have to deal with that traffic, and we're also gonna be going through Nashville, Tennessee, as part of this trip. So I don't know how bad the traffic gets in there, but I'm pretty sure it'll still be morning by the time I get there, because it's now almost 6:56 a.m. now, almost 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. I'm really curious, like, when it's going to finally switch over for good, because I'm still going south, basically. I'm not going southeast quite yet, but I will be soon. I think, like, once I get to the once I get into Tennessee, it's going to start going southeast. It's nice to be able to see, like, where I am now, though, like, see the surroundings more, because it gets kind of boring driving at night. You can't really see anything around you, so all you have is the music to keep you entertained, basically. This is going to be an insanely long vlog. Like, who's going to watch all this? This is like 40 minutes so far? me just rambling on about random crap. I mean, yeah, this is what it's gonna be, because I need to keep myself entertained in some ways, and one is it's either vlogging or listening to music. Basically, that's all I can do. I'm very much looking forward to meeting my friend, though. Okay, here we go. South to Nashville, I-24 East. I think that's what I want. Yeah, I gotta focus heavily on the road at this point, so I might have to do a lot of cutting later when I edit this vlog, because there's gonna be a whole lot of cutting. I'm gonna have to sit through. Don't worry. I'm gonna have to sit through all this too, just like you do. Jeez. So it's not just 40 minutes of your life that's being taken away, it's also mine, on top of the recording itself, which is also 40 minutes of my time. Ugh. Okay, is the road work done yet? Can I move over? I can't tell. Maybe it is. But I also gotta make sure I'm staying in the right lane. Yay, back up to 70. Good. Yeah, I'm just gonna follow the way to I-24, because I'm pretty sure that's where I want to go. I want to head towards Nashville, basically. My question is, though, like, when do I get into Tennessee? I'm always curious, like, how far I am from the next state, basically. In Kentucky and Tennessee, they're not really that big, like, especially when you're going north and south, they're pretty small, actually. Indiana was the biggest and most boring part of this whole trip. I've already said that several times, though. Hey, maybe on the way back from the trip, I can talk about my life story or something, you know? Or at least start on that. But I don't know, like, that's more something you should do later in life, you know, like when you're in your 40s or something, when you get to 40, kind of like what Tim did. I don't know, though, I could just do it whenever. Just tell my life story, have it somewhere out there. But it's not like I'm getting close to dying or anything. I'm not even 30 years old yet. So a couple more years until then. Nashville, Tennessee. Got here just in time for their morning rush hour traffic. I mean, it was mainly just the merging into the different lanes that was the most stressful part, but now I think we're past that. And hopefully you can see the downtown part, because that's in view right now. But yeah, Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know if this is the biggest city in Tennessee, because they also have no, Missouri has Jeffersonville. There's Memphis. I think that's the other big city in Tennessee. Yeah, not a big fan of morning rush hour traffic. What can I say? I'm probably going to be in Atlanta just in time for their noon rush hour traffic. So that'll be wonderful. And getting here is stressful too, because there were so many aggressive drivers. So it was insane. That shit was like, just don't want to deal with that shit. Oh yeah, Knoxville. Yeah, that's the other big city in Tennessee. It's Nashville, Knoxville, and Memphis. Although I don't think Memphis is that big. Yeah, this was definitely the most stressful part of the trip, let me say. Oh no. Oh, shoot. I need to move over fast. I don't have enough time. Okay, we want 24 East Chattanooga. So that's right by the Georgia border. That's the one we want. Okay, maybe we're fine. I guess we're fine. Yeah, we'll just stay on this way. Let me tell you, urban driving is not my thing. It's incredibly scary.